Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to be doing a collaboration video between College Talk TV and
Cosmic Cognition.
And today's video is going to be about a game strategy for the new video game called Pokemon Go. And Carrie, who's basically like Dexter over here, we're both engineers, but he's come up with a game strategy for this game that will optimize your playing of this game. So break it down for him, Carrie.
So basically I'm going to run through what you can do to optimize how you go about getting Pokestops regenerated as well as hatching your egg in the meanwhile. You can catch Pokemon or do whatever else you do in your spare time, but Chris is going to tell you how you can find the best places to do it. So my strategy relies on the fact that you can't go over 10 miles per hour with being able to hatch your eggs. So you need to stay under the 10 mile per hour speed. Now, or velocity rather, depending on your path. So you can travel 10 miles per hour for 5 minutes because that's how long it takes to get to a Pokestop regeneration, or for a Pokestop to regenerate. Then if you do that math, basically if you make a good loop or an approximate loop, you're somewhere around 0.83 miles.
And also, you don't just have to look at your app on your phone. The video game called Ingress, which is made by the same company, Niantic. Their maps that they use for their game, Ingress, is the same map for Pokemon Go. So you can actually look on your laptop and try to coordinate the location where there's a lot of Pokestops.
They have maps for Niantic's Ingress. You just need to set up an account. And then Chris, you just scroll to your location on the globe and then it'll show you like different hubs?
Yeah, so you basically want to go to a place where there's a lot of Pokestops. I mean, obviously you can do this by going to the Pokemon Go app, but if you want to be a little bit more sophisticated with it, you go on there, you try to find out the calculations that, Carrie, what was it again?
Generally you want your search radius to be within a half mile. If you do anything outside of that, you're doing too much, honestly. The only reason I'd say you should ever go outside of a half mile radius is to increase the variability of your landscape. So if you were, say, in an area that has a high density of Pokestops that isn't immediately close to a waterfront, and then there's another place that is, you might be able to vary the different types of Pokemon that you'll run into along that path. So if you ran 2 adjacent paths, each of about a half a mile maximum, then you can honestly increase the number of Pokemon that you run into during your journey.
Yeah. So that is basically our strategy. Yeah, I know it's a little complicated, so basically to break it down,
it's corny too, so
stay within a half mile radius. Try to optimize your route. So within the Pokestops regenerate every 5 minutes. So you want to go to Pokestops in a circular motion or within an area where you can go back and forth within like a 5-minute time span and then stay below the 10 miles per hour. And you can do that easily by walking, but a lot of people are driving or using their bikes.
That changes up the game plan because obviously going 10 miles per hour in a car on a bike can be a bit difficult.
Yeah. And also I've noticed that when you're playing this game is that more Pokemon tend to appear the more Pokestops that are clustered together. So we both go to the University of Akron, and there's a lot of Pokestops on campus, and a lot of them are very close together. They're very clustered together, and you'll have a abundance of Pokestops. Whereas in some places, out in rural areas or the suburbs, whatever, where there's not a lot of Pokestops, you will not see that many Pokemon for quite a bit of time. So, yeah.
The last note I have to say before we sign off is, whatever you do, just try to have fun with it. Obviously, the game isn't at its peak yet. You can't trade. You can't battle other players.
That sucks.
And there aren't really many competitions I've seen yet that are out there. We're working on setting up something, but in the near future, you might hear from us again.
All right, so that's all we got to say. I'm College Talk TV, and this is
Cosmic Cognition.
Peace.